Okay, let's unpack this. You sent us some absolutely fascinating material about the TQSKY T1 Audiovisual Smart Glasses. Imagine transforming, any cramped space, could be a train seat, a hotel room, maybe even just your couch, into your own private cinema, or an expansive gaming battlefield. Our mission for this deep dive is really to cut through the marketing hype, find the most important nuggets of knowledge, and give you a shortcut to truly understanding if these glasses, well, if they deliver on that promise, revolutionizing personal entertainment on the go.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that core promise. It's about turning nearly any compatible device into your own personal cinema or gaming screen. But crucially, without the bulk of a TV or, the full sort of blocking out the world feeling of a VR headset, this isn't just about watching something passively. It's aiming for an immersive 1080p display experience. And in a package that's remarkably lightweight, wearable, and kind of fits into your life, it could really enhance how and where you consume media.
That distinction from VR is really key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so diving into first impressions then. The sources seem to praise its surprisingly sleek look, almost minimalist, mercifully avoiding that clunky future shock styling we sometimes see with this kind of tech. Does that design choice actually help with comfort for longer sessions, or is it just about looking good?
Yeah.
Are there any trade-offs mentioned?
Well, it seems it's definitely more than just aesthetics. The build quality is described as striking that crucial balance. It feels, substantial enough to be premium, but still feather light for extended wear. That's down to using durable, but remarkably lightweight materials. And those adjustable nose pads you mentioned, they seem like a very deliberate design choice. Absolutely key for getting a comfortable fit over hours. And this raises an important point about accessibility, which TQSKY seems to have really thought about. The glasses are designed to work for users with myopia and nearsightedness. There's no need for fiddly prescription inserts. They apparently work with a broad range of eyesight needs right out of the box.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's actually quite a significant step for wearable tech. It removes a common barrier to entry.
Right. That point about comfort, and especially the myopia support, that sounds like a huge win for practical use, a really thoughtful touch. But ultimately, for a device like this, it all comes down to the core experience, what you see. The sources consistently highlight this 1080p virtual screen projection. What was your main takeaway from the descriptions of that visual experience, especially compared to just, say, watching something on a tablet?
This is where it gets genuinely insightful, I think. It's not just 1080p. It's described as sharp, high-contrast 1080p. Probably using micro OLED panels, which would explain the true blacks and vibrant colors mentioned. And it's projected in a way that feels like a massive screen. I think one source said like a 130-inch screen from about 10 feet away.
Oh, okay.
But what seems really clever here is how they've apparently cracked the code on comfortable, extended viewing for this kind of virtual display. Lots of personal screens can struggle with a narrow field of view, or you notice the pixels feels like looking through binoculars sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
The sources indicate that T1 maintains a surprisingly wide field of view. It avoids that tunnel vision effect, and that really elevates the experience beyond just holding a screen close to your face.
So it really is aiming for that personal cinema feel, perfecting that.
Yeah.
And where do these glasses truly shine when it comes to the visuals? I heard whispers about gaming.
Yes, gaming. That seems to be where they truly come alive. Hooked up to something like a Nintendo Switch, a Steam Deck, or even a gaming laptop. The descriptions suggest games feel significantly more immersive, primarily because the display genuinely fills more of your field of vision, really pulling you into the action. And crucially for gamers, there's virtually no noticeable latency mentioned. That's the delay between pressing a button and seeing the result on screen.
Right, that's critical for games.
Absolutely. We're likely talking about a response time somewhere in the realm of maybe 10-20 milliseconds, which is exceptionally low for a projected display. Puts it on par with many dedicated gaming monitors.
How do they manage that?
It seems to be down to the direct video pass-through capability of the USB-C connection. It basically bypasses complex rendering engines that might introduce lag, so it means they're not just good enough for gaming. The claim is they're actually optimized for competitive, fast-paced titles where every millisecond genuinely counts for reaction time.
That low latency visual for gaming sounds, well, potentially game-changing for portable setups. But, a truly immersive experience isn't just about the visuals, is it? What did the sources reveal about the audio? What about those built-in speakers?
You're absolutely right. Audio is half the story with an audiovisual device, isn't it? The integrated speakers are described as providing surprisingly clear and reasonably full sound, especially for an open ear design, which means you're still aware of your surroundings. That seems like a deliberate choice, aiming for versatility.
Okay, so they're not noise canceling or anything.
No, exactly. They're probably perfectly fine for, say, casual viewing or maybe single player gaming where you might want to hear if someone calls your name or listen for a doorbell, that sort of thing. However, if you're on a noisy plane or you really crave that deep cinematic bass for an action film, well, the sources suggest connecting your own high fidelity headphones is definitely the way to go.
Via Bluetooth to the source device, I guess.
Exactly. Pair headphones to your phone or console. So the glasses offer a good baseline audio experience, but with the flexibility to easily upgrade it yourself.
That versatility seems smart. And speaking of versatility, I'm fascinated by this claim of truly plug-and-play connectivity via USB-C. How seamless is that process really? Does it genuinely remove all those typical setup headaches we often get with new tech, like drivers and software?
It seems remarkably seamless based on the descriptions. Connectivity is described as a breeze, and that's largely thanks to the USB-C connection, specifically its ability to handle DisplayPort Alt Mode.
DisplayPort Alt Mode. Okay.
Right. It essentially means it's a true plug-and-play device in many cases. You connect it to your phone, your PC, your console, and the device should immediately recognize it as an external display. No drivers, no complicated software needed.
That sounds brilliant.
It is, but there's an important caveat to remember. Not every device, especially older ones, will output video via its USB-C port, or specifically support that DisplayPort Alt mode.
Ah, right. Good point.
So while it's fantastic for modern devices like, say, the Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck, or many current laptops and phones, you might need specific adapters for certain smartphones or older laptops. It's a small compatibility check you'd need to do beforehand, but it's crucial if you want that effortless setup experience.
Okay, so check your device specs. Got it. So assuming you have a compatible device, that plug-and-play USB-C really streamlines things, makes it incredibly versatile. And that versatility, combined with its compact design, that really highlights what seems to be its strongest selling point, sheer portability. The sources say these glasses just slip easily into a small case or a backpack. Think about it. Long flights, train journeys, or even just, escaping the kids for an hour in your own living room. Suddenly you have this big screen experience without needing to, contort yourself around a tablet or carry an extra monitor.
Indeed. I think one reviewer actually joked about finally being able to watch a blockbuster on a flight without the person next to them peering over their shoulder. That privacy aspect is a real, maybe underrated benefit.
Yeah, good point.
And this brings us to a crucial practical point the sources mention, safety. While they are immensely portable, the clear guidance is that these are best used when you're seated or maybe reclining.
Why is that?
Because the immersive display means your peripheral vision is almost entirely obscured. It's a bit like walking around with blinders on. So for your safety and the safety of people around you, they're really best enjoyed when you're stationary.
Makes sense. You wouldn't want to walk into something.
Precisely. And using any screen, really, the advice is that after particularly long viewing sessions, maybe a full movie marathon, it's probably a good idea to take a short break just to avoid potential eye strain, keep your eyes feeling comfortable. Standard screen advice, really.
Right, okay. So, bringing it all together then, what does this all mean for these TQSKY T1 Audiovisual Smart Glasses? They certainly sound like an impressive piece of kit, especially for anyone who loves portable entertainment. You get crisp, immersive 1080p visuals that feel genuinely expansive. They seem to work surprisingly well with a variety of devices thanks to that streamlined USB-C thing, assuming compatibility. And they're reported to be remarkably comfortable for extended use. Plus that built-in myopia support without needing extra inserts. That feels like a really thoughtful, user-centric touch. It does feel like a genuine evolution of personal screens.
I agree. They're certainly not trying to replace a full VR headset. It feels more like they're aiming to perfect that personal cinema or personal monitor experience. Now, they're not, the sources are clear on that. The built-in speakers are described as functional, but definitely not spectacular. And you absolutely need to double check your device compatibility beforehand. That's key. But for film lovers, for frequent travelers, for gamers who want to take that big screen experience anywhere, they seem to offer a really compelling blend of convenience, portability, and quality. It feels like a distinct alternative to just, holding up your phone for 2 hours or actually lugging around a portable monitor. They seem to have made some smart engineering choices to prioritize what matters most for that specific use case.
Yeah, well put. Ultimately, these glasses are described in one source as a small window into the future of wearable entertainment, and a very enjoyable one at that.
Yeah.
It's exciting, isn't it, to see how personal screens are evolving beyond just phones and tablets. It's almost like the evolution of, I don't know, a Walkman, but for your eyes, offering that truly individualized media consumption experience.
Which leads to a fascinating thought, really. Given the increasing sophistication and comfort we're seeing in these personal display devices, how might they fundamentally change where and how we consume media in the future? Or
Huh.
even reshape our digital interactions? Could we be moving towards even more individualized, maybe more private digital experiences, even when we're out in public spaces? It's definitely something interesting to consider for the future of entertainment.